Hi everybody, I'm back again with another video, and this time it's something a little different. I just wanted to share with you a journal that I made. And I have a very precarious setup here because my sister generously bought me a stand for my phone so I'm hands-free and I can turn the pages and stuff. I'm not just using one hand trying to film things, which is really a challenge. And I have another, I have a light over here, this way, that is precariously balanced on my garbage can. So we'll see how this goes. I've never done a video like this before, so I just want to show you that I made this journal out of a cookie box. That's what the cover is. The base of the cover is, and then I've covered it with some fabric, some trim, ribbon, some little flowers. This gal was cut out of a magazine, and I just loved her. I thought she was so pretty, so I put her on there and glued her to a couple pieces of paper-backed cardboard and put some little photo corner edges on her, and you know, these are little wood flowers I painted and blinged up, and these I cut out of it was trim on a page that I just cut off because I thought it was so cute. So anyways, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the cover. I've sewn around it so that it's nice and forever. It's not gonna fall apart on me. So anyways, let's open her up and see what's inside here. Oh, I can't believe this stand. This is so cool. Thank you, my sister. So here I made a little book plate. I'm gonna write my name in it someday, and I wrote here the date when I have started this journal, and here's just an entry and another entry. These are pages from a book of some kind. All my images or pages are from books. So this is from an atlas. This was just a handmade paper I bought at a thrift store. This was a vintage postcard that I bought at an antique store. I just love the colors in it. Graph paper, some music page. I made a tag to go in there that I can write on. That's the neat thing about, this is technically called a junk journal because it's made out of bits and pieces of this and that. This is a page from an art book, dictionary page that I've sewn lace onto. Isn't she beautiful? I loved her. She came out of the same magazine as the front cover girl. I wanted to maybe sew some lace on here, but I didn't want to ruin her. I thought I could get carried away and do some damage, so I just glued her in, a little bit of stamping on there. This is from a children's textbook, and there's a tag in behind. I thought the colors went nice. Just sewed a little fabric ruffle up there. This is a cool page. I like this page. She's from a magazine. I think it's like Woman's Day 1956 or something like that. I just put a tab on her, and then I tried to match her belt, and I thought, oh, wouldn't these shoes just go great with her outfit? So I just made that into writing space. Just did some little decorative reinforcements there. This is just a magazine page from the same, that's the backside of her, so it's the same magazine. This is from a gardening book and some washi tape around it, and this was a secret wildflower garden, you know, tells you what to put where, what to plant where. I thought that was kind of interesting. Could color those in if I chose. This is just the center of the signature, and I just put a little washi tape holding some more writing space in there, and I can add to all of these pages. This is just the beginning of this journal. It's going to get full and chunky and full of awesome things. That's the back side of the page of the girl, with the really cool outfit on. Some more back side of the handmade paper and the school book. And that's just a little card that I can write on, kind of tucked in there. Here I put in a postcard from the berry barn. We went there this summer with our grandkids and my mother-in-law, and so I journaled about that. And then I cut this off of the flyer. I picked up the flyer from the place, and you know, I'm gonna maybe glue it up there, put some of the pictures from that day in there. We'll see. Back side of that art book picture. A little bit of Snoopy. Oh, you handsome dog, you. I love Snoopy. He's so cute. He just makes me smile. So this journal, I want to put lots of good things in that make me smile, things that bring me joy. This was from the cover of the magazine that I've been cutting those pretty girls out of. And I just cut her so that, because she was a little tall to fit in, so I just cut her so she could go over the belly band. Here's the rest of that first page with the ballerina on it. Just a little goofing around, some trim, just to finish off that signature. Now we're into the second signature, and I just used some paint chip. And this was cut from a vintage card. And this one is from a book about Monet, the artist Monet, I believe. Vintage magazine page with a little tab just to kind of protect it. It's very fragile, so when I turn the page, I want to make sure I'm, you know, using the tab. This was the color I just thought went really good with the magazine, or with the journal. This is, you know, paper when you're learning how to write. Some more of that book for children's. It's a science book. This is the back side of an envelope. The print was already the flowers and stuff, and I just cut out another one of those ladies and put her on there. And it's held in with a paper clip. Has like a little rose on there. And then inside the envelope, not sure if I even put anything in there. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, just some paper that goes in there. More writing space. Writing space is vital for a journal so that you can record all your memories or your thoughts or, you know, your frustrations, whatever. Funny quotes or things that just make you smile. This will be a bit of all of that. This is a music page with a couple of writing spots. Just put together like that. This is, excuse me, lace that I have sewn to the edge of the page. And this is actual music paper that you can write your, you know, if I compose a song. No, that's not going to happen, but that's what that paper was for, I think. Like when you're learning how to play your recorder in school, there you go, that's the paper. This is a little pocket I made out of very thin vellum paper, and I just put another one of those pretty girls in there with a little tab at the top. She just goes in just like that. And I just held the pocket to, it's just a piece of paper that I folded in half, stuck in the book, and I just put washi tape on the edge, and of course I got it crooked, so I just added more washi tape to, you know, try and disguise the crookedness. This is dictionary page. Just some blank page for writing on. Here's a little pocket. It says, "To me, fair friend, you never can be old. For as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still." William Shakespeare. I don't know why I cut that out. I'm not into Shakespeare, but, you know, I thought it was nice. It kind of flowed with this magazine image, and these are just some tickets, and you can write on the back. I just thought they kind of look cool in there, and I sewed it so they're not going to fall out. Here's an image from it's the other side of this image. So it was in a big art book. Some graph paper. This is just some stenciling I did. And I just cut some flowers off of a paper, scrapbook paper that I thought were pretty. It's the center of the signature. This is from a rose book about roses. Some more stenciling, graph paper. This is magazine picture and another one of those pretty girls. This kind of looked like ocean scenes to me, so, you know, I didn't have a picture of a sailor, so I got a girl on the beach instead. And there's the other side of that image. Another envelope. And inside of it is, this is vintage envelope and writing paper that I found at the thrift store. I personally am a big fan of writing letters or sending notes, sending cards, just keeping in touch any way you can. I think it's so important, and I've written a million letters in my lifetime, I'm sure. There's a little bead on the end of that paper clip, just for decoration. So whenever I find vintage writing paper or cards, I love to send those out to people. Dictionary page. Here's another vellum envelope with the washi, and I just made a card out of that pretty girl paper again, and I put a real bow on there. Can you see that? It's a real bow on her belt. It's been fun making this journal. I'm kind of new to it. I haven't been doing it for very long, but I just love the creative process of putting one together and making something out of, you know, this was all papers from books that were getting thrown out at the thrift store, and I brought them home because, you know, I like to do that because I think I can make something out of them. This is what's called a Project Life card. My sister gave me that. I'm not exactly sure what Project Life is, but I backed it with paper so I could write on it. And this is a vintage card, and it's really neat because look how much writing space is there. So I imagine in the old days, you know, when they sent this card, they'd fill every part of it with writing. Instead of paper and a card, you had the card paper all in one. I feel like people don't write letters anymore. I still do. Occasionally. I used to write more when I was younger, but I'm too busy making YouTube videos. There's that paper I cut out again and glued down. It was just the trim on a notepad, actually. And this is another page from that science book. And I just tucked these cute little girls in there. Cut them out and tucked them on. Piece of card. Made a pocket out of this is actually from a gardening order magazine where you order your seeds and stuff. And I just folded it over. I liked the colors. I thought it was pretty. A little tag I made from vintage magazine image. Backed it so I can write on it. It's just a little tuck spot. Some more vintage magazine, the right colors. handmade paper. Now we're into our third and last signature, and this was from the same book with the pretty girls, and I can flip that out. I can write here, I could add paper here if I wanted, and then this can flip out as well so that you can write on there. And that's all just sewn with lace onto this dictionary page. Graph paper, some more flower trim. This is from a Disney book. I'm not sure which Disney story it is, but I like the colors and the illustrations, and I just sewed some lace to that. And this is Vintage Magazine. Beautiful lady. I like beautiful ladies. Obviously, I've made a whole book about them. Just a card I made. Another Project Life card that I collaged a bit on. And then behind that, I just have a piece of vintage writing paper. And this is from an atlas. Some more writing paper. Oh, I love this. This was from a horse children's book about horses. I cut out the picture, and this trim just kind of went along with it. I thought it was pretty nice match on some music page. This is just a little butterfly cluster I made out of some scraps. This says my story. I collaged a business envelope that came in the mail, and inside I put her. Isn't she pretty? And I just put a little lace tab on her. Can write on the back of her. Oops, she goes inside there. And then behind her is this big writing card. What's she looking at? I don't know. The flowers? Maybe. This guy's late for school. This is just a tuck spot. I'll probably, you know, I can add things onto there. Writing paper behind. Should I try and read this to you? My eyes are so bad. Let's see. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that bloom outside our windows today. Dale Carnegie. Maybe that's true. I feel like I do notice the roses. I mean, I'm always forever cutting pictures of roses and flowers and things out of magazines, and a whole stack of pictures I want to use somewhere. Just anything I like, I cut out, put to the side in a pile. Here's a writing spot. She's a girl from the magazine. This is like velvety because it kind of goes with the color of this rose, I thought. This is a postcard that I backed onto some writing space. This I just used a stencil, and it was kind of boring, so I colored it in. Back of a music, that book, remember the book page that was music for writing my, if I wrote a song, that's the cover of that book of paper. This gal was so hilarious in the magazine she was in, and it was an article about how to be pretty. And she's like, if you could see the whole image, I tried to save the whole picture, but it didn't work out, so I ended up cutting off her arms and legs. But she's like precariously balancing on the edge of this table or something, and like she looks very fit. And yeah, she's pretty. Isn't she pretty? Yeah. I didn't even read the article. Do we do that kind of thing anymore? Read articles about how to be pretty? Or that school book. This I just watercolor painted on. And then here I just dipped a lid off a pen and dipped it in acrylic paint and made some bubbles all over my page. I just like the color. There's the rest of that horse picture. I like this where I left the torn edge. I think that's neat. Here's just a little bit of light stenciling to kind of spice it up a little with the blue, make the page a little less boring. There's another one of those beautiful ladies. There's so many beautiful images. It was an art book, actually, an art book about sorry, how to draw figures from the 50s, and yeah, the pictures in it were so gorgeous. I just loved every image. Little pretty tab up there. See, there's roses. I love the roses. That's the last page of the vintage magazine. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. Another part of that Disney book. This lady looks like she's about to go shopping. Something I don't really like doing unless it's thrift shopping. Can't stand grocery shopping and clothes shopping, no thanks. And that's the end of my book. I might put a pocket here, and usually I put on the journals I make, I usually put handmade with love by my name, so that if anybody sees it, they know who made it. Yeah, so it's you know, it's gonna be pretty chunky by the time it's done, but there you go. My first flip through of a journal that I've made for myself. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.